Hello there. Welcome to Just the Discs. Today I'm talking about, and just basically unboxing the new House of Psychotic Women set from Severin Films, another smaller box set from them. I've always been a fan of their box sets, and this is no exception. I'm excited. I haven't seen any of these films, so this is going to be a new experience all around, but this is a cool box set. It's about halfway instead of anyway, the box goes down farther, and it's got cool designs in there that I know track back to some movie that I haven't seen, but it's pretty neat. And then we have 4 films inside, just to give you a full look at the whole box set. It's pretty nice and well made and sturdy, and just beautiful set from Severin Films, who, like I said, do good stuff. Inside we have Identikit. This is one of the ones I'm most excited about. In what remains the most obscure, bizarre, and wildly misunderstood film of her entire career, and perhaps 70s Italian cinema, Elizabeth Taylor stars as a disturbed woman who arrives in Rome to find a city fragmented by autocratic law, leftist violence, and her own increasingly unhinged mission to find the most dangerous liaison of all. Barely released in America as The Driver's Seat. That's the other title for this film. Directed by Giuseppe Piccioni Griffi. Adapted from the unnerving novella by Muriel Spark, The Prime of Miss Jean Brodie, and featuring cinematography by 3-time Oscar winner Vittorio Storaro. Apocalypse Now, The Last Emperor. So this is going to look really good, and I'm really excited for this Blu-ray as a result of that. Yeah, I just like crazy Elizabeth Taylor cinema. Not Joan Collins. Come on, people. And the features include an introduction by author Kayla Janice, author of House of Psychotic Women. And I should have led with that, by the way. This is another box set curated by Kayla Janice, who brought us, with Severin, a wonderful folk horror box set last year from the good folks at Severin. A box set I barely scratched the surface of, and consider a wonderful project to keep digging into. But anyway, so these are all films she's picked, and it has an intro by her. It has an audio commentary with TCM Underground curator Millie DeChirico, a friend of mine, and somebody whose taste in movies I really respect and enjoy. And I know she loves Liz Taylor, and I know this is going to be a good commentary, so I'm looking forward to that. And then Lack of Absence writer and literary historian Chandra Mayer on Muriel Spark and The Driver's Seat, and it includes the Driver's Seat credit sequence as well. So that's first watch out of the gate for me. Then there's one called I Like Bats, and this one is Polish? Yeah, I think it's Polish. Directed and co-written by Gregor Warchal, the Polish actor best known for his performance in The Three Colors, White. This 1985 Perspectia film group production combines splashes of absurdist black comedy with jolts of old-school gothic horror for a slyly contemporary take on the female bloodsucker mythos. Katarzyna Walter stars as a happily single young vampire who works in her aunt's curio shop, and when not feeding on various suitors and sleazebags. But when she falls for a handsome psychiatrist, she'll discover that no affliction is more horrific than love. Co-scripted by feminist writer-activist Christina Kafta, and featuring poet, songwriter, and cabaret icon Janis Kafta in his sole film role. I Like Bats is now scanned in 2K from its only known 35mm print to exist. So a very rare film, and some cool looking stuff happening there. So you have another intro by Kayla Janice, and an audio commentary with Kamila Wilabeska, actor and co-editor of A Story of Sin, Surrealism in Polish Cinema. So yeah, I want to say this is in Polish with subtitles. Yeah, Polish mono with optional subtitles. And what did it say? Identikit, restored in 4K by Cinematheque of Bologna and Severin Films. Very exciting. That's a brand new restoration. of that. Then you have Footprints. And this one is a 2-disc set and includes the U.S. cut and the Italian cut of the film. And it says it's restored Blu-ray world premiere. Includes both cuts. Now scanned in 4K from the original camera negatives. Also shot by Vittorio Storaro. So we got a double dose of Vittorio Storaro cinematography in this one. The most criminally underseen giallo of the 70s, Florinda Balkan, a lizard in woman's skin, Flavia the Heretic, stars as a freelance translator who wakes one morning missing all memory of her past 3 days, but with a trail of odd clues lead her to a place where perception and identity are never what they seem. Nicoletta Elmi from Deep Red, Evelyn Stewart from The Sweet Body of Deborah, and Lila Kedrova from The Tenant, and Klaus Kinski star in this visually stunning gem, also known as Footprints on the Moon, directed by Luigi Bazzoni, The Fifth Chord, with cinematographer by 3-time Oscar winner Vittorio Storaro. I think he also shot The Fifth Chord, if I recall. So that's Footprints, aka Footprints on the Moon. I know that Elmer Kane is a big fan of this one as well, so I'm dying to check that out. Includes introduction by Kayla Janice, To the Moon interview with actress Ida Galli, Nicoletta Elmi, Italian cinema's Imp Ascendant, a video essay by film scholars Alexandra Heller Nicholas and Craig Martin. And then on the second disc, that was on the U.S. cut, and the Italian cut, audio commentary with film historian Kat Ellinger, and Light of the Moon interview with cinematographer Vittorio Storaro. So a lot of nice extras in this set, despite it only being 4 films, which is, The Other Side of the Underneath by Jane Arden is the last film in this set. It's been called harrowing, seriously disturbing, and part documentary, part primal scream. More than half a century later, it remains all that and more. In 1972, screenwriter, feminist, radical theater icon Jane Arden adapted her own multimedia stage production, A New Communion for Freaks, Prophets, and Witches, into nightmarish exploration of reason, chaos, and her own battles with mental illness, unlike anything audience have ever seen before or since. And it is newly restored in 2K by the British Film Institute. Only British feature film of the 1970s, solo directed by a woman. Wow. Introduction by Kayla Janice, extended work print version of the film, Sheila Allen interview, Natasha Morgan interview, extended sequences, Penny Slinger live at the Miskatonic Institute of Horror Studies, and Penny Slinger Out of the Shadows trailer. So that is a lot of cool stuff in a box set. I'm going to put these in the order I'm going to watch them, which I think is Identikit, Footprints, I Like Bats, and the last one. But I'm definitely going to be jumping into this box set for research for film discoveries for the end of the year for both Pure Cinema and just the discs lists, because I love to have new stuff on Blu-ray to check out for potential film discoveries lists, and there's a lot here to do. On top of that, this thing is heavy. I also got, with this set, and you can get it as, I think you can still get it as part of the bundle, House of Psychotic Women, Kayla Janice's, renowned text, and it's an autobiographical topography of female neurosis in horror and exploitation films. This is the new expanded edition of the book. I had not had the book prior to this, so I was excited that I could get the expanded edition as part of this bundle. And it is a beautiful, beautiful book. Glossy, just so many films in here that I've heard people talk about that, some of which have become available since the book's initial publishing, but there's definitely, I'm sure, stuff in here that still is not available. Just a really beautifully presented book. I love it. And so I'm very excited about that. Also includes the CD, which is the Yellow Wallpaper by Charlotte Perkins Gilman, read by Kayla Janice with music by Timothy Fife. In January 1892, Charlotte Perkins Gilman's now classic and semi-autobiographical feminist horror story, The Yellow Wallpaper, appeared in the New England magazine. Its increasingly unreliable narrator, a new mother who is forbidden by her husband, a physician of high standing, from writing and working lest it exacerbate her alleged nervous exhaustion, is isolated on the top floor of a nursery of a rented country house to convalesce. The lack of stimulation leads her to become obsessed with strange patterns in the sickly yellow wallpaper. Oh, that must be what this is about. Anyway, and the idea that there is a woman trapped there creeping around behind the pattern. Reading recorded by Chris Burns at Metropolitan Studios in Austin, Texas, September 2019. So very cool. I get a little audio reading from the author herself. And as I said, I'm just really excited to have both the book and the set to complement. It's just like, these are great. Again, I don't like to use the word academic on the channel very much, but in terms of the amount of insight and context offered between the book and the commentaries and the films themselves, it's just like a great package of learning possibilities and cinematic exploration, and I really, really dig that. So very excited to finally get my hands on the House of Psychotic Women book and this 4-movie set from Severin. So that will do it for this round. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.